there, happy Saturday. First of all, Dr. Allen, your dog is very cute. He reminds me of my family friend. They have 3 Bernese Mountain Dogs and they're super cute. So thank you for that little slice of home. Your dog is super adorable. So on to this week. We're talking about reciprocal inhibition, which is one of my favorite parts that we talked about in functional anatomy, because it makes perfect sense to me. If one muscle or one part of a muscle or a joint is like really tight, the body's putting a lot of energy into like keeping it tight, the other side of it, whatever its functional opposite is going to get turned off. I kind of think about it like if something or someone is freaking out, you don't freak out too. You calm down, you try to calm them down. But that's all well and good until you actually need to be able to use this muscle that's freaking out. It stays tight, it stays shortened, and it can decrease your range of motion. It can decrease your speed of like how fast you can like move and like twitch that muscle. And it can cause weakness in the reciprocal muscle, the one that's pretty much completely turned off because the other one is shortened. I have a little experience with static stretching. I played basketball when I was a kid and I danced for a long time. We did certain static stretching movements. Like everybody knows the like put your one leg over the other and like turn your body. Stretches like your back and stretches like your quads a little bit. So I remember doing things like that. Everyone's done the like tilt your neck. Those ones are ones that I really enjoyed because they're familiar. And I also really enjoyed the hamstrings. But you kind of have to realize with static stretching that you can do these things when you're like at like a practice or like when you're in like a gym or something like that. But if you're stretching like in an office space, or if you're stretching just in general because your muscles are sore, certain static stretching exercises are great, like stretching your neck and stretching your arms and things like that. But things that require an extra piece to it, like being able to use like a door, or being able to use like something sturdy to like support your weight on while you like turn, things like that are not as easy to do in most clinical settings, partially because it takes up a lot of space, and also because it can be a little embarrassing, like the hamstring stretch. I really enjoy that one. It's a really deep stretch. It feels really great, but it might not be the best to prop your leg up on a desk or on an operating table or something like that to stretch your hamstrings if you're sore. So it might not be the best, but it does feel good. For me personally, I actually really enjoyed doing the stretches. They remind me a lot of yoga, which is a fun hobby of mine. I love doing yoga, but even yoga kind of borders more on dynamic stretching than really static. Certain elements of it can be static when you're holding a position, but it's a lot more flow and movement, more like dynamic stretching. That being said, I didn't really see a difference with my squats. I didn't feel like after doing these static stretches that I was any more stable, that I could get any lower. I felt like slightly warmed up because I was moving around, but I really didn't feel like it did that much for me. So modifying them, I actually feel like these static stretches, you could probably get deeper with them and you could modify them to be more comfortable and get more benefit out of them if you had a partner. Like the one where you are laying on your back and you bring your leg across. If it's just you holding your leg, you kind of have more of a proclivity to lift your bottom up. But if you have a partner that's like holding your bottom down and pushing your knee, you can stay in that stretch longer and you can probably get more benefits of it. That is it. I enjoyed this week. I really enjoy static stretch, but I don't feel like it really helped at all. Yeah, have a good week.